This is a short class on the disease Kasa. So as the name implies, Kasa means a disease that presents with cough as a predominant manifestation. So whenever a patient presents to you with cough as a predominant manifestation, then we have to look into the Kasa spectrum. Why I use the term spectrum is because there are many or several diseases that can present with cough as a predominant symptom. Right from a simple allergic bronchitis to infective disorders like tuberculosis or other viral bronchitis or bacterial bronchitis, pneumonia, then malignancies, then pneumoconiosis. There are several causes that can present with cough as a predominant manifestation. So let us see what CASA is about. The definition of CASA is Kasadi Shirakanthat Urdhvam Gacchati Vayuriti Kasaha. So it typically produces a sound. That is why Kasadi Shirakanthat Urdhvam Gacchati Vayuriti Kasaha. So the Vada is the main culprit. Basically, Kasa is a Vada Kapha Pradhana disease where Vada has more predominance. So when the Vada moves upwards, Shirakanthat Urdhvam Gacchati Vayuriti Kasaha. This definition is from Madhugosha commentary on Madhavadana. Charaka says Kasanat Kasaha. Another definition is Pranohi Udananugata Pradushtaha Sa Bhinna Kamsya Swanatulya Ghoshaha. So Prana and Udana Vayu, because these are the two Vayus that are active in the chest region. So Prana along with Udana Vayu gets Pradushti or Dushta or Doshida, and it produces Bhinna Kamsya Swana. So the just like a Bhinna Kamsya Patra, the sound will be like that. That is why Bhinna Kamsya Swanatulya Ghoshaha. Niredi Vaktrat Sahasa Sadosho. So this Vada exits through the Vaktra along with doshas. That this disease is called as Kasa. Nidana, this first line of sloka is from Adadana. Dhomopagadat Rasadastadeva Vyayama Rukshana Nishevanacha Vimarga Gatvacha Hi Bhojanasya Vegavarodhat Kshavadostadeva. So various factors like exposure to Dhoma, Rasada, there are two interpretations, two Patha Vedas. One is Rasadas Tadeva and the other one is Rajasas Tadeva. If you take it as Rajasas Tadeva, then exposure to dust. Rasadas Tadeva, then we should consider about involvement of the Rasadadu. Vyayama, Rukshana Nishevana, excessive Vyayama, Rukshana Nishevana, all these things are Vada Pragopaka. Shavadu Vegadharana or other Vegadharanas like which all Vegas are present in the upper part of the body. If that Vegavarodha occurs, so we have seen in Vegarodhajanya Vikara, in several Vegarodhas, Kasa is one of the important features. Vimarga Gatvahi Bhojanasya, so the wrong entry of the food, that also can lead to Kasa. Bhagbata says Kasa is one of the important Ubadravas of Raktavita, so that is why it's told after the chapter of Raktavita. Ashugari Yada Kasa Tamevada Pravakshare. So he doesn't specify typical Nidanas, but he carried on from the explanation of Raktabita. So this sloka is very important. Dhomopakadat Rasadastadeva Vyayama Rukshana Nishevanacha Vimarga Gatvacha Hi Bhojanasya Vegavarodhat Kshavadostadeva. Next is the classification. All Acharyas have accepted 5 types of Kasa: Vadaja, Pittaja, Kabaja, Kshadaja, and Kshayaja. Even though we may get a Sannipada variety, these two are basically Sannipadaja, but they are classified separately because of the Nidana Vaishishtya. Kshada usually it occurs due to trauma, and Kshaya it occurs due to Dhatu Kshaya. And Sarve Balinascha Uttarottaram. So in regarding the severity, Uttarottara they are severe. So Pittaja is more severe than Vada, Kapaja is more severe than Pitta, like that. Next is a Samprapti. So this sloka is from Ashtanga Hridaya. Tatra Ado Vihado Anilaha. When the Vada, which is going downwards, gets obstructed, Urdham Pravrtaha. So it starts going upwards. Prapya Uras Tasmin Kandeja Samsajan. It gets Pragupida in the Uras and Kantha Pradesha. And causes Sambhurana of Srotas in the Shiras. Tado Angani Utkshibanniva causes Uksheba of Angas. Kshibanivakshini Prishtam Ura Parsvecha Pedain. So it produces Kshobha in the retroorbital areas. Then Ura Parsha. So it causes discomfort or pain or a stretching sensation in all these areas. Pravartadesa Vaktrena Bhinna Kamsyopamadhvani. And it gets expelled out through the Vaktra, producing typical Bhinna Kamsya Swara. Hedu Beda Pradigada Bedo Vayo Saram Hasaha Yadruja Shabda Vaishamyam Kasanam Jayadetada. So depending upon the specificity of the Hedus and of the type of obstruction, the sound and other features of Kasa can vary between them. So that is why Hedu Beda Pradigada Bedo Vayo Saram Hasa Yadruja Shabda Vaishamyam. Ruja here not only the pain but all the other discomforts. So Ruja and Shabda Vaishamya, there can be disparity among different diseases depending upon the pathology. Charaka has told it more in detail about the Samprati, but it is in the similar lines to what Vagbhat has told. Adha Pradihado Vayu, Urdha Srodha Samasrida, Udana Bhava Mapannaha, Kande Saktas Tadorasi. So when the Pranavayu, we know that the Pranavayu is basically going downwards, the predominant Gadi is downwards, and Udana is the predominant Gadi is upwards. So whenever the downgoing Pranavada is obstructed by Kapha or any other factors, it gets going in the opposite direction. So that is why Udana Bhavam Apannaha. Then the next is as if explained in Bhagavata, Avishya Shirasaha, Khani Sarvani Pradipurain, Abhanjan Akshipan Deham, Hanumanya Tadakshini, Netre Prishtam, Ura Parsve, Nirbujya Stamben Sadaha, Shushkova, Sakafovabi, Kasana, Kasa Uchede. So the Kasa can be either Shushka or Sakafa. So the cough, we know that it can be productive or dry. So that is why Shushkova, Sakafovabi, Kasana, Kasa Uchede. And he also stresses on the fact that there can be different types of ruja and sound depending upon the pradigada visheshena tasya vayoh saram hasaha vedana shabda vaishishtyam kasana upajayate. This is regarding the samprati. Next is the purarupa or premonitory signs. Tesham bhavishyadam rupam kanthe kandur arojaga. So there will be itching in the kantha pradesha. Aruji will be there. Chuga purnabha kandatvam. So the patient will feel as if there are thorns in his throat. Chuga purnava kandatvam. Madhavanidaran Charaga explained Pururupa as Pururupam bhavetesham Chuga purna galasyada kandhe kanduscha bhojyanam avarodascha jayade. So patient will find a difficulty in intake of food or dysphagia. So this obviously we know that whenever a patient has a pharyngitis or laryngitis and presents with a cough, the patient can have all these features. Next is regarding the different types of kasas. First is the Vadaja kasa. Kubido Vadaler Vadaha, Shushkora Kandavaktrada, Hrit Parshora Shirashulam, Moha Kshoba Swarakshayan, Karodi Shushkam Kasamcha, Mahavega Rujaswanam, So Angaharshi, Kapam Shushkam, Krichran Muktva, Alpadam Prajit. So we can classify these features into mainly the characteristics of the cough, the characteristics of the sputum, and other systemic features. So if we see the systemic features, there will be Shushka Ura Kantha Vaktrada, Shushkada of Uras, Kantha and Vaktra, Hrit Parsha, Ura, Shira, Shulam, pain in all these areas, Moha, Kshoba, Swarakshayan, there is Swara Bheda. There will be Swara Bheda. Then the characteristic feature of the Kasa is Shushka Kasa and Mahavega. So repeated bouts, severe bouts, but the dry cough, and Maharuja and Mahaswana. So the pain will be more and the sound also will be more. And there is Hangaharsha, then Kapha, Shushka, Shushka Kapha. So if at all there is Kapha Pravartana, it will be Shushka. Krichran Muktva, so the patient will find it difficult to expectorate. And even after the difficulty, only a small quantity of the sputum will get expelled. So that is why Alpadam Prajit. So this is regarding Vadaja Kasa. So if at all a patient presents to you with the Kasa as a predominant feature, you look for the character of the cough, the systemic features, and characteristics of the sputum. So with these three features, we can identify which dosha predominance it is. Let us look at the Pittaja Kasa. Pitta, Pida Akshi Kafada. So there will be Pida Akshi and Pida Kafada. Tiktasyatvam, Jvara, Bhrama, Pitta, Asrug, Vamanam. So there will be Pitta or Asrug, Vamana. Here the Vamana is not as such vomiting, but it is expulsion. So hematemesis. It's not hematemesis, sorry. It's hemoptysis. So there is expulsion of blood mixed sputum. Trishna, Vaiswaryam, Dhumago, Amlagaha. So there will be burning sensation and Amla Udgara. Then Pradatam Kasavegena, Jodishamiva Darshana. So due to the recurrent bouts, the patient sees Jodi or as if there is Jodis. So this we can correlate it with syncope that can happen due to cough, repeated bouts of cough. So that is Jodishamiva Darshana. So that is Pittaja Kasa. Next is Kaphaja Kasa, Uru Alparuk. So compared to the other two kasas, the pain will be less. Murda Hridayam Stimidam Guruhu, as if coated in these areas. And the heaviness. Kandhobaleba, there is coating in the Kandha Pradesha. Sadhana is Angasada. Peenasa, running nose, Chardi and Arojaga. Roma Harsha. Next is the feature of sputum, Khana, Snigdha, Shveda, Shleshma, Pravartanam. So that is Kaphajakasa. So compared to the pain will be less compared to that of Vajakasa. And the sputum is copious, whitish in color. And Snigdha, Shveda, that is whitish in color. So that is Kaphajakasa. Next is Kshadajakasa. So the main Nidana itself is different types of trauma. Yudhyadehi, Sahasai, Stay, Sevider Ayadhabalam. So one who performs all these activities beyond their strength. Urasya Andakshade Vayu, Pitte Anugado Bali. So we know that even in Jwara we have studied that whenever there is Abhigada, Abhigadat Prayo Vayu Rektam Pradoshen. So in the similar way here, Vada along with Pitta gets vitiated in the Ura Pradesha. Kubida Kurde Kasam, Kafam Tenasa Shonidam. So the expectoration will be mixed with blood. Pidam, Shavam cha, Shushkam cha, Gradidam, Kudidam. So all these are features of the expectorating kava. Stivet Kandhena Rujada. So there is while expectorating there is pain in the Kandha Pradesha. Vibhinneneva Chorasa. The patient feels as if there is a breaking sensation in the Ura Pradesha. Suji Biriva. So pain as if there is pricking. So Suji Biriva Tikshnabi, Tudyamanena Shulina, Parva Bheda, Jwara, Shwasa, Trishna, Vaiswarya Kampavan. These are systemic features like Parva Bheda, joint pain, especially in the small joints. Jwara, Shwasa, Trishna, Vaiswarya Kampavan, Paravada, Ivagojan. So the patient will produce sound as if like a Paravada. Parshva Shuli, that is Parshva Shula, Tadvasyaja, Kramat Viryam, Ruji Pakta, Balam Varnascha Hiyade, Kshenasya, Sasrag Mutratvam, Syacha, Prishta, Kadigraha. So as the disease progresses, Virya, Ruji, Pakta, Balam, Agni Bala, Varna, etc. gets depleted in the patient's body. And whenever the patient ends up in Kshena Avastha, there is Sasrag Mutratvam, there is hematuria, and there is Prishta, Kadigraha. So when we look at this, we can see that this occurs mainly due to trauma to the chest region. So that whenever there is a injury, either blunt or penetrating injuries, the patient can present with the cough. So all these features include conditions like pneumothorax, then collapse of the lungs, or any pneumonia that happens secondarily to the penetrating injuries. So all these things can be considered under this Kshadajakasa spectrum. But anyway, if we have to label the patient as Kshadajakasa, there should be a history or evidence of trauma. Next is Kshayajakasa. This typically happens due to Dhadu Kshaya. Vayu Pradana Kubida Dhadavo Rajayakshmanaha. So here Dhadavo means all the doshas and doshyas that are taking part in the Rajayakshma. The same dosha doshyas are involved in this condition as well. So Vayu Pradana, because it's a Tridosha Vyadi, Vada Pradana Tridosha Dushti occurs. And Kurvandi Ekshmayatane. Again, the Ekshmayatana here is the seating dhadus of the Rajayakshma. Ekshmayatanehi Kasam. So Vada Pradana Tridosha taking seat in all those dhadus which are responsible for manifestation of Rajayakshma as well. So leads to Kshayajakasa, and the kapha will be Pudi Puyopamam, Pidam, Visram, Harida Lohidam, Luchyadeva Parshvecha, Hridayam Padadivacha. So the patient feels as if the Parshvas are breaking off or the Hridaya is falling down. The patient feels as if like that. Agasmat Ushna Shidecha, the patient will have paroxysms of desires for this Ushna and Shida. Bahvashitvam Balakshaya. Even though patient eats more, there is Balakshaya. Snigdha Prasanna Vaktratvam Srimad Darshana Netrada. So this usually is taken as a Rishtalakshana or Aristalakshana because the patient, even though undergoing Dhadukshaya, the patient presents with a Snigdha Prasanna Vaktratvam and Srimad Darshana Netrada. If you look at the commentaries, they say it is due to Vyadhi Prabhava, but we have to take into consideration that this happens due to the impending Rishtalakshana. तदोऽस्य क्षयरूपाणि सर्वाणि आविर्भवन्ति च इत्येष क्षयजकासः क्षीणानां देहनाशना. So this Kshayajagasa is Dehanashana. Especially in the Kshina individuals, this is Asadhya. Ityesha Kshayajakasaha Kshinanam Dehanashana. Yapyo va Balinam. In Balavan Rogi, it is Yapya. And same is about the Kshadaja Kasa. So in Kshadaja Kasa also, if the patient is Alpa Bala, then it is Asadhya. Balavan, it is Yapya. Abhinava Ututo. If it is recent in onset, then we can try and treat it. So that is regarding Kshayaja Kasa. Next is the Sadhya Sadhyata. Siddhyatamabi Sanadhyat. Sadhya Doshe Pradak Traya. Vadaja, Pittaja and Kavaja Kasas are Sadhya. Dvandvaja, even though there is no separate classification as Dvandvaja, but we can get Dvandvaja Kasa in practice. So Dvandvajas are Yapya. Dvayat Sarve Jarasa Stavirasya. So Mishra or Tridoshaja are Yapya. Then Jarakasa is also Yapya. Stavirasya again in old age, when it happens, it is Yapya. Madhadan also saying in the similar lines, Itesha Kshayaja Kasaha Kshinanam Dehanasanaha Sadhyo Balavadam Vasyat Yapyastu evam Kshadotidaha. So Kshadotidaha is Yapya. Navo Kadajit Siddhyedam. If it is recent in onset, then we can try and treat it. Yapyastu evam Kshadotidaha Navo Kadajit Siddhyedam Abhi Pada Gunanyudehi. So if the Chikilsa Chatushpadas are all good, then we can try and treat it. Staviranam Jarakasaha Sarvo Yapya Pragirtitaha. So apart from this, whenever a patient has a Jara Kasa, so Kasa that happens in the old age, then it is considered to be Yapya. 3 in Purvan Sadhe. This I have already explained. Next is the approach to a patient with a cough. So cough is considered as a rapid expulsion of air from the lungs, typically in order to clear the lung airways of fluids, mucus or other material. It's also known as ptosis. The cough reflex consists of 3 phases: an inhalation phase, a forced exhalation against a closed glottis, and a violent release of air from the lungs following opening of the glottis, usually accompanied by a distinctive sound. So this is what happens in the cough reflex. So there are 3 phases: inhalation phase, a forced exhalation against a closed glottis, and a violent release of air from the lungs following the opening of the glottis. So depending upon the duration of the cough, we can consider it as acute if it is less than 3 weeks, subacute if it is between 3 and 8 weeks, and chronic when it is lasting more than 8 weeks. And it can be again classified into non-productive or dry and productive cough. So the causes of cough include infections, especially of the lower respiratory tract, reactive airway disease as in bronchial asthma, gastroesophageal reflux as in GERD, air pollutions, foreign bodies. Then some of the drugs like ACE inhibitors also can cause cough, and there are other causes. So infections, there are a lot of infections. It's a very big list. I'm just including some examples. Common cold, that is our rhinovirus infection, then pneumonia, pertussis, tuberculosis, a lot of causes. Even pneumonia can happen due to viral, bacterial, fungal or other causes. So all those conditions will come under the infectious cause. Reactive airway disease includes atopic cough, eosinophilic bronchitis, asthma. Then there is a cough variant asthma. So usually asthma presents with breathlessness or dyspnea as a predominant manifestation. But there are some asthmas that can present with cough as a predominant manifestation. Then COPDs, which include chronic bronchitis and emphysema. And whenever we define chronic bronchitis, we have to keep in mind that the patient has to fit into this criteria to be labeled as having chronic bronchitis. So it's defined as a persistent cough that produces sputum for at least 3 months in 2 consecutive years. So if a patient has a history less than 2 years, it's very difficult to label them as chronic bronchitis as per this definition. So if the patient fits into this definition, we can label the patient as chronic bronchitis. Other causes include bronchiectasis, cystic fibrosis, interstitial lung diseases, sarcoidosis, pulmonary edema, then post-nasal drip, especially in patients with chronic sinusitis, there will be post-nasal drip, which leads to a dry cough. Autogenic cough, whenever there is impacted bags in the ears, it can trigger a cough. And malignancies, primary and secondary malignancies of the lungs can lead to cough as a predominant manifestation. What are the investigations that we can do in a patient who presents with cough? So a blood routine can give you a very good idea about whether it's an infective cause, an allergic cause or not. So a blood routine, then the mainstay is the sputum examination. Sputum for microscopy can be done. Sputum can be cultured. Sputum can be given for acid-fast bacilli to identify tuberculosis and so on. There are several examinations that can be done in sputum. And also a standard chest X-ray PA view will give you an idea about the pathologies in the lungs. So that is another routinely practiced investigation. And other investigations, there are several other investigations that can be selected based on the history and presenting symptoms in the patient. For example, a bronchial asthma patient may be subjected for a spirometry. If you suspect malignancies, you can go for a CT of the thorax. So like that, all the other investigations will depend upon what is the history and what are the presenting features in the patient. So that is regarding CASA and approach to a patient with the cough.